Hi, everybody, and welcome to this episode of The Spiritual Handyman. My name is Jason Antelek, and I am your host, and we are all about putting spiritual tools into the hands of people that need them. Today, we have Sue Lyon, who is an accomplished author of children's books, and her new book, Night Threads, a weaving of soul stories from the dream time, is something we're going to really focus on today. She's also an accomplished artist as well in lots of different forms. She's got artistry in cards, in like daily inspirational cards, greeting cards, in a game. There's so many things that this amazing lady does, and I was very fortunate to meet her at the Body Mind Spirit Fair in Denver, Colorado, and we had a mutual connection that I was unaware of, so we got to know each other a little bit, and she agreed to be on the show. So real quick before we get to introducing Sue, remind everybody that the Spiritual Handyman is posting every Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's when you can find the new episode, and you can like, share, subscribe, comment, and participate in the community, help build the spiritual community that the Spiritual Handyman is all about. Also, you can find us at thespiritualhandyman.com. If you are interested in accessing the podcast, you can do it from that space there. Also, if you would like to get involved in the show as a guest, or maybe a sponsor, or maybe to donate to the show, to the cause, you can do so through thespiritualhandyman.com. We're also on Facebook, and you can follow us on Instagram. So any of those channels that work for you, please take part, participate, share, like, and enjoy. So let's get to our guest today. And like I said, this is Sue Lyon. She is an author, artist, game creator, and just generally a fantastic human being and a lot of fun to be around. So I'm really excited to have her on today. Sue, thank you so much for braving the Colorado weather today and making your way through Zoom and all of the different channels to get here. Welcome to the Spiritual Handyman Internet TV show.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. This is my kind of weather. I grew up in North Dakota, in Fargo, North Dakota, and I just thoroughly enjoy winter. Just so long as we have enough snow to snowshoe from my porch.
I'm one of those with weather that I just go with it. But I knew this morning when my beloved left for work about 4 hours early that there was something to be concerned about. So I'll be glad to be home and toasty myself. So Sue, your beautiful book is Night Threads, a weaving of soul stories from the dream time. I definitely want to get into some information about the book and what it holds. But if you would just share a little bit of your journey and how what led up to the book and the things that you do.
I actually went to college to be a physical education major, to be a teacher. And when I was on my way up to sign up for my freshman year, I asked if there was a way I could take an art class, because I'd never really had an art class. And lo and behold, I was signed up. It was a process, but I was signed up for a basic drawing class, and that started me on a journey completely different than what I had planned on. I changed my major to graphic design because I knew a woman could make a living in graphic design. So I have never been disappointed. It's been a career that I've absolutely loved. Well, what is interesting on this journey is that for years and years, I could call myself a graphic designer, but I had a very hard time calling myself an artist. And I think I was 54 years old when I finally was able to call myself an artist, because I do a lot of art. I do drawings and pastels and, basket making and book binding. That started when I was able to actually admit to myself that I was an artist. It started this whole creative flood of energy around creating artwork to honor Mother Earth. I think that's my goal. I think that's why I came into the world, is to be an artist to honor Mother Earth. So one of my goals as that kind of artist is I began to do children's books, and they all have something to do with Mother Earth, how the trees got their voices, has all sorts of questions that I ask the children. It has a modern myth that came to me when I was actually camping with my Girl Scout troop. But along the way, then I have created more and more. For decades, I've had these dreams, these night threads dreams, and I just didn't do anything with them other than write them down because they were so wonderful. I have a housemate here who is also an author, and he's reading a book on climate crisis. I have my cat with me here. And we were just talking about this creative force that guides us, and I was telling him about one of my dreams, and he said, well, send it to me. And he was just blown away. Well, soon after that, I got up in the morning, and I know when I have a voice in my head, then I'm supposed to do what I'm told. And the voice said, you know, those dreams that you've had, you need to compile them into a book because they will help people. So that's what I did. And it took me a little over a year and a half to put it all together, to write. I chose 28 dreams to write down. And along with the dreams, I've written a My Reflection, which I believe it's a piece of my life that I believe represents the symbolism in each of the dreams. But the dreams are a standalone. They're total stories. They have a plot. They have characters. They have a reason. They have a story. They're like short stories. So along with the artwork, I've discovered that I really enjoy writing. So that's kind of the synopsis. I've got a couple daughters, and they are both incredible women. They're both very creative women. And I also have some grandchildren. So that's my life in a nutshell.
Sounds very happy. Very happy, very expressive, and lots of opportunity, right? So you touched on something that I do want to get to around the symbolism, but the first question I have for you is how do you define a dream? Like how do I know when it's a dream?
I think dreams come in many forms. I think they're night dreams. That's what most of us assume that a dream is going to be. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and oh my goodness, I have a dream, and I either remember enough of it to write it down or roll over and go back to sleep. But I believe dreams come as daydreams. I think it's a disservice to children to tell them not to daydream. I also think dreams come through in shamanic journeys. I believe that when I'm listening to music, I go into a dream state many times. Many of my drawings are based on being in a concert, Boulder Philharmonic or the Takash String Quartet, and that the music is so full, it's so big, it's almost like a vessel itself, that I let go of who's in the audience and what the musicians look like, and there are images and there are words that come to me. I believe that is a dream state, just like a shamanic journey with drumming. You go into a place outside of your rational mind that allows me to venture off into something that I wouldn't have put together in my rational mind. And I believe that's dreaming. I had a dream one time where I was on a plane going to Kentucky to visit my sister, and there was a bank of clouds with an incredible thunderstorm in this bank of clouds, and I just was absorbed in the beauty and the power and the dynamics of that storm, that a whole children's book came to me in that space. And I had to step out of my rational mind that wants to bring reason into everything to be able to create that kind of storytelling. So that's what I think.
That's really powerful statement, that to get away from the rational mind, to recognize that there's more going on, right? There's a lot more that you can tap into, and look at the amazing things that when you followed that, what it's done. Your array of children's books, among the many things that you've accomplished. So what about symbolism in dreams? What's your thoughts on symbolism in dreams? Is that a real thing?
I think it's very real. I think it's one of the way our guides work with us in dreams. I think that's the reason that we are able to go into a dream state. It's a place where our guides can speak to us and work with our own personalities, so that we learn something bigger and more expansive and broader than what we oftentimes live in just our houses, or in front of our computers. And I think each of these dreams carries symbolism of one kind or another. I have a very short dream that's in my book. It's only 4 lines long. "Are those tears for me?" asked Mother Earth. "I'm grateful. They let me grow." I woke up with those. I have very few dreams that are actual words. Almost, I would say 99.9% of them are visuals. But this one was words. Well, if I go back to my intention to being an artist, artwork that honors Mother Earth, oh my goodness, symbolism in that dream is just quite extraordinary. And I took it to heart. I mean, I wrote it down. I have a drawing for each of my dreams in my book that is just trying to encompass the beauty of Mother Earth. And I think each of the dreams that I've had, whether they're night dreams or daydreams or awake dreams or sleep dreams, is filled with symbolism. What I tried to do in the book is I wrote this reflection that I feel something from my life that reflects the symbolism in the dream. But each person reading the dream, or each person having the dream, is going to interpret that dream with the symbolism in that dream that speaks to that person personally. So I'm not one to say, if you dream about a tree, then it means this. I think if I dream about a tree, it could mean this to me. But you, Jason, dream about a tree, it can mean something different to you based on what's going on in your life.
Absolutely. I agree 100% with that, that it's, oftentimes like you said, your guides or your subconscious, your higher self, in my opinion, are also in that same framework of trying to work with you, trying to get the message through, or trying to help you figure something out, right? And one of the most powerful things that you can do is to record your dreams. And I know for you that you have a special process that you use to remember your dreams, or to hang on to that, because for so many of us it's fleeting. We're grasping at something, trying to recall and put it together. So what's your process for retaining that information?
That's a great question, and I'm asked that question a lot, because my dreams are so, the storytelling of my dreams are so what I would say astounding. I mean, I'm still astounded by my own dreams. I have learned to wake up. When I wake up, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning or whether I'm listening to music with my eyes closed, that I do not open my eyes, because as soon as I open my eyes, it's like my brain takes over. I start looking at things. I look out the window. I look at the piece of artwork that's on the wall, and I lose that connection, that very spiritual connection that I believe I'm having. So I lay very still and think about the thing that happened when I woke up. What was happening when I woke up? And then when that's clear in my mind, I just review it. Then I go, all right, well, what led up to that? And sometimes it just takes an instant. What led up to that? Oh, that's what led up to that. Well, what led up to that? Well, oh yeah, that's right. I was coming up that staircase, or I was coming out from behind that tree. And after a fairly short amount of time, I've got it pretty clear in my head that this is what happened, and that led to this, and this led to that. And before I roll over and go back to sleep, I write it down. I actually turn a little pen light on. I have a tablet by my bed with a pen, and I write down just the bones of the dream. I don't need to write very much, just literally the real basics of the dream. And it's so amazing that when I get up in the morning and I reread those notes, that I can remember that dream. You know, I was in the candy factory, or I was wherever it was, I can remember that dream. There are times where I've looked at my notes and I can't read a few words because I'm so tired, or I've written off the edge of the page, but there's enough written down for me to really know what I dreamt about. And I honor that. I honor having the dream. I thank my guides for allowing me to have that dream. And I am very conscientious about not dismissing the dream. I write it down, I put it in a folder, I hand write it down because I get a better mental hand connection by hand writing it. And I put it in a folder, and at some point, and I did that for years, and then of course I get this message in my head saying, you know, you need to get those dreams and put them in a book. So I went through all those dreams, and I have enough dreams for more than one book.
Well, that's handy.
So, that's my process. I don't know if anybody else does it that way, but I definitely have that process.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I'd never really thought about, and forgive me for being a generalization, but reverse engineering the dream. Okay, where was I?
Yes,
And
that's right.
what happened before that? What happened before that? Right? It's almost like a little kid, and then, right? And getting to that
Kind of
space. So
scientific method.
yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm gonna try that. And I think one of the keys that you have there is not opening your eyes. And as soon as you said that, it made perfect sense. And I went, well, yeah. As soon as you open your eyes, you start processing the world around you in that moment, right? So you're
it's that rational brain, you know.
Yeah.
It's that rational brain that wants to make sense out of everything. Well, you know, sometimes a dream, you just can't make sense out of it right away. You have to go back into it, dig down, put it, you know, go through, know that a dream is coming in layers, and just dig down a little bit and see what's underneath that layer. It takes some courage to do that. There are times where I think, oh my goodness, is this a symbolism in this dream? And I'm going, oh, do I want to even think about that, or do I want to address that? But there's the power of it when I'm using the courage to look underneath and around the edges and open up the gate and walk through and see what there is for me there. My guides are not going to put me into any danger.
Well, it's good that you could recognize that and be in that space. And I know for a lot of people, that's not how they always experience it. Sometimes they have scary dreams, right? They have things that frighten them and sometimes even, you know, jolt you awake. So do you experience that, or have you, or do you have any ways that people can kind of deal with that part of it and maybe get past the scariness?
I definitely have had some scary dreams, but as I've gotten older, I have fewer scary dreams. And I think part of it is because I'm learning as I go along. I'm learning from my dreams, I'm learning from my guides, and there isn't as much of a need for them to jolt me into thinking of it a different way. But you know, I had a really wonderful psychic friend who really helped me with one scary dream that I had. And he said, take that dream before you open your eyes. You know, my heart's going and I'm sweating or whatever it is. My heart is telling me, oh my goodness, I need to wake up. But allow myself to be in that state where my eyes are still shut and think through the dream, and then rationally change the ending. And it happened to me one time, just fairly recently, just like 3 months ago. I had a dream that I thought was, woo, pretty powerful. And I said, no, I'm not going to go into that again. I'm not doing that again. This is how I want this dream to end. And I rationally thought through the dream, what it was trying to tell me, and considering what I have learned in my life, I was able to change the ending of the dream. And I encourage people to do that, because I still had to look at the dream. I had to understand why this dream was coming in a scary form, but I didn't have to live with that dream that woke me up, and maybe I never got to the real reason for the dream, the real ending for the dream. I actually was creating my own experience from it. So that would be if people can do it and if it works for them, that would be my recommendation.
Thank you for that. That's really powerful to still look at the situational piece, but don't relive the end of it again, right? Even to the point of changing.
That's right.
changing the outcome. So that's very cool. Thank you for that. So what's your most memorable dream? Like what stands out to you?
Oh my goodness. I had a dream. Okay, here. One of the dreams in my book is called Screen Door. And I had this dream when I was 24. And it was so powerful that I wanted that dream every night for months. I wanted the same dream every night for months. It was the dream that kind of launched this. And I don't have dreams every night. Sometimes I go, a month or 2 months without even having a dream that I remember. We have dreams every night, but one that I remember. And this dream was so connected. It taught me, as I became more and more clear about my whole spiritual path, it taught me how interconnected I was with beings outside of my own daily life. But then this is a tough one because they are all pretty amazing dreams. But there's one in there called Bundle. And this silver-haired woman came to me with this bundle. And in the bundle are all of these objects that don't seem to have any connection to each other. They don't seem to, relate to what I'm doing. And she said, use this bundle as long as you want, but at some point come back. Well, as the dream went forth, years went, and I was using the bundle, and what I was doing along the way is I was discovering more and more about Mother Earth. I would go to different places. I'd leap through rushing streams and down desert canyons and over mountains. And I finally, with my boots all scuffed and worn, I came back and I presented her with the bundle. And as she picked out all these things from the bundle, one of them was a glass vial. And she said, what is this? And the glass vial was glowing. And I said, oh, I collected little starlight to light the way in the darkest places, just to let me know I was safe and in the darkest places. So each of the items in the bundle, I believe, represented a place of my past, my future, and my present that were objects that I can remember, that I can hold and embrace and use again and again as symbols in the path that I'm on in my life right now. I guess it's a hard question, Jason. There are just a lot of really interesting dreams in there, and none of them have the same symbolism as a previous dream. They're all, in my mind anyway, they all have different symbolism for me to use and hold and open up and discover, and it's like a book, you know, a good book. You turn the page and then you remember one chapter and you just go to that chapter. But I would say those two dreams are pretty powerful for me.
So when you have the when we've acquired the ability to remember it better, we're recording the dream and we're kind of understanding it better. If we're going through those kind of motions, what would you say are the benefits of understanding your dreams? How does that benefit us in our daily life? How can we apply that knowledge?
I believe the dream time is a pathway to work directly with our guides and our angels and my higher self. I think I think my human mind is a powerful thing, but I think oftentimes it's concerned about safety. It's about the rational way that I live on the earth, the how-tos, the lists, the solutions, the problems, you know, all of the stuff that comes with that. And I think the dream time is a way to let that go and go into a place that benefits our hearts, it benefits our soul, it edifies our spirit. And when I have become more and more clear about the power of the dream, then I have become more and more clear about my journey on the earth and what I want from it. I'm in this human body for a reason, in this earth time, in this country, on this path, with this house, with these children. I'm on that path in this lifetime. What can I do that makes it even better, even more powerful? What can I do for my soul? Yeah, I get very metaphysical here, but what can I do for my soul to grow and expand and take all that teaching and that love and that power back with me? So then maybe the next lifetime I have, I'll be able to help even more people. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're all here to learn enough about ourselves to be comfortable with our own hearts, with our own spirit, that we can radiate that out, just like you drop a pebble in the water. You know, you don't know how far those ripples are going to go, but they're going to touch somebody somewhere that I don't know about. And maybe that's the biggest thing, as we take the knowledge, the understanding that I have of these dreams, and I make myself more filled with love, as filled with love as I can, to be able to radiate that back out.
That was beautiful.
Good question. I hadn't thought about it before.
So I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience and your dreams with us. And I would urge folks to take an opportunity, if you are interested in dreams, to take a ride in the dreamtime mind of an amazingly talented lady, and check out the artwork. I love that you put with each of the dreams, there's a special piece of art that goes along with it, and that is uniform throughout the book. Where can we get the book? Where is it available? Is it usual channels, Amazon, Barnes and Noble? How do we get it?
Well, it's on Amazon. It's also on my website, SueLyon.com. It's on my Etsy site, SueLyonInc.com. So those are the best places. Or come to my home show if you're in Colorado. Come to my home show in November, or come to the Celebration Fair in March in Denver. So
fantastic.
That's where they are.
And we'll be hosting you at Discover Your Spiritual Gifts, where we will be playing your game Quintangled. I'm excited about that. That'll be fun to get to see you in person again. So thank you so much for taking the time on this day to be with us and share your journey. I also want to thank you for making this a very special episode, because I've never had two guests on my show before, and your loving cat has been in the background for quite a while. What's your cat's name?
He's Tucker.
Tucker. Well, he's now ignoring us. His guest spot is over because he has turned around and is now sleeping the other way. But it was great to have both of you. I love it when real life seeps in. It's the best way, right? So
it's my studio. He's up here with me in my studio.
Yeah, we have studio pooches. That's the in our pottery studio at home, and they have their beds, and they know if we're out in the studio. If you want to be with us, this is where you go. That's where they hang out. So
that's great.
Yeah, it is. It is. I get it. Well, thank you again so much, Sue, for everything that you bring and taking the time to share your journey. And I'm sure that everyone appreciates that. Your contact information for Sue Lyon and the links to her book will be in the description, so you can very easily see some more of her artwork and the other things that she's made. You will find yourself enthralled with the beauty of the artwork and the colors. The colors really always strike me. In the book, there are pencil drawings, and they are beautiful, but the way that you bring color and life to your other work is very, very interesting. So I would urge people to go to the SueLyon.com. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
This is great.
Go to SueLyon.com and check it out for yourself. And we will catch everybody on the next episode of The Spiritual Handyman. That's going to wrap it up for today. Be sure to take an opportunity to subscribe, like, share, comment, be a part of the community. If you'd like to participate with donations or as a sponsorship, or even if you are interested in being a guest, you can go to thespiritualhandyman.com and click on the right links, and it'll get you right where you want to be. Thank you guys so much. It's the Spiritual Handyman Internet TV show, putting spiritual tools in the hands of the people that need them. We'll see you next time.
The Spiritual Handyman, bringing spiritual tools to the hands of the people who need them. Sponsored by the Eagle Heart Foundation. The Eagle Heart Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that brings charitable contributions and educational enhancements to the people. So how can you be a part of the Spiritual Handyman and the Eagle Heart Foundation? The Triple Win Situation. This book was written by Granddaughter Crow, and half of the proceeds go to the Eagle Heart Foundation, which in turn sponsors the Spiritual Handyman. How to get it one? It's on Amazon and Kindle for only $9.99. So we are here to bring tools to you. Thank you so much, Spiritual Handyman. We believe in what you do.